Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with Inkbound. Today is Friday, so we're going to be playing the Disco Wizard Clairvoyant. We are all the way up at Platinum 2 right now. It's going to be a couple of wins before we get up to Platinum 1. We have about, I would say, 5 to 7 more ranked wins before we get to Inkbound. Gonna see if we can't get those over the weekend. Again, I kind of want to be at Inkbound rank at the start of next week, but we'll see exactly how that goes, right? New mod is that Creeping Blight inflicts a debuff that increases damage taken for the rest of the dive. Up until Platinum 2, there are some builds that are able to tank the Blight and just stall camp in there. Generally speaking, you would do it for stats because you have, like, say, Dice of Fates or something like that. But at this point, the game is like, yeah, no, we're not going to let you do that. And it's very important to try and take gunk damage to a minimum. You should technically already be doing that, but it really disincentivizes like going out into the gunk now in order to like take less damage than the AoE that's in there. Like a couple of stacks of the thing isn't that bad. I think it's plus 5% damage taken. It might even be as low as 1, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure about that, but definitely something that you don't want multiple stacks of. Anyways, our run quest here, 750 Quillings is like super easy. I'm not sure about dazed critical hits on Clairvoyant, and I'm not sure about apply on Clairvoyant, so it looks like we're headed towards Cinder. Again, just a reminder, Clairvoyant is all about setup. We need to know when to use our psionic charges for auras, and we need to know when to use our psionic charges for Spirit Bomb. Things that we have to solve, we still have to solve a little bit of defense, even though in my opinion we're one of the tankiest classes in the game. But we also need turn-to-turn damage. We've got great burst damage in Spirit Bomb, but unless we get a specific setup like in the mid-game, we're not really dealing a lot of damage every other turn, or even every 2 turns. So that's something that we really need to focus on. Whispered Invitation's pretty good here, I think. I'd hate to neglect a DR, but it's something, and we'll definitely take Shielding Aura. It'll help us trade in the early game. Overstimulated is a little rough for us to take here. Wit Thief is not bad at all, although we are going to want to, if we had the opportunity to, we would absolutely want to keep collecting more orbs. But on Clairvoyant, really the only way that we're going to generate more orbs is through Blink Purple Aug or like Leaky Pen, which technically balances out anyways because it also reduces your will reserve. There's a couple of other ways, I believe, to spawn orbs, but for the most part, we ourselves can't really build into it. So the question is can we actually afford to lose one will a turn on Clairvoyant? That I'm not so sure of. And it's not like we can afford to not pick them up either. We really need our cooldowns, especially our Psychic Pulse. Bread and butter, in my opinion, on Claire is Pulse or Pulse to get 2 psionic charges a turn. If you can get another psionic charge a turn, then it really sets you up to use Spirit Bomb every other turn. So then is it Ink Shield? I don't know if it's Ink Shield. Ink Shield, if it still works the way I think it does, kind of negates us being able to use DOTs, which is good damage per turn. I think we're going to have to do Will Thief out of these. Otherwise, we just take Overstimulated and figure out how we're going to solve taking 2 damage every orb. Guess we'll figure that out. Another thing to note about unstable current is that it is pretty dang good with, what am I trying to say? It's pretty good with unstable circuitry because it allows you to technically pop yourself and lose all your shield. We're going to take 2 damage here. I don't know how we could have avoided that. These Cinder Cultists are going to cause a bit of a ruckus, though. He's over here buffing nobody at this point. That's kind of nice of him. Let's go ahead and set him up to at least take some hazard aura. $11 damage on that fight was rough. With overstimulated though, I guess it's fine because that was like what, 3 turns, so we took 6 damage just due to orbs. Of these options here, go ahead and give me crit chance. I like that over the healing. Of these options here, I don't know how to feel. Giving Psychic Pulse a little bit of crit seems okay. It's really not as good as, like, say, just giving it plus 15 damage. But we can also give it some damage, maybe roll into Aurakinesis to deal our damage for us. We can go with the cannon. I think maybe we're going to try to do some Spirit Bomb stuff, though. Which means, is 30 actually good? 30's decent for now. I think we can go with Chain Lightning here. It was probably correct for us to go with Frostbite, but we're going to just give Chain Lightning a try because reasons. This is probably one of the classes where we actually have very good single target to pay out the Chain Lightning. Really tragic. We set that up a little bit incorrectly there. glass cannons here is not really fun. Then we'll go ahead, chain lightning. And I believe this orb will not quite destroy everybody. That is a little unfortunate. This will take care of most, though, and not leave us out in the open. Let's go ahead and put us in shielding aura. We're picking up a lot of orbs, not putting ourselves in shielding aura, which is costing us quite a bit of health in the long run. Go ahead, restore HP here. Of these options here, these are all pretty suffer, honestly. I could see us still grabbing critical pulse. I could see us putting 10 damage on amplified kinesis, but we're honestly going to skip this one. Suppose we could put something on chain lightning, but we'd prefer to put the green that is plus 10 damage per enemy hit on that one. Of the options here, I think we need to... I honestly think we need to carver here. I think we need to buy stuff. And hopefully find enough to actually give us some sort of a stabilized build. It'd be nice to see misting bells in the shop. I mean, tiny heartstone kind of offsets all that too. So is Poison Thorn worth 35? It's something. I think it's just tiny heartstone, heal. Take the glyph globule here. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Next turn we'll have full pulse. We're going to shock everything. Or not, I guess. It's honestly really annoying. We're still going to hex everything. Hit that there. Okay, I think I understand our line here. Go with a little something like this. Pick this up. After we hit this. And we're going to take 10 for that. This is honestly not looking very good for us. Now all these guys are targeting us at the same time. Might have to look a little bit something like this. Shock everything. Oh, jeez. And to be honest, it honestly really is just that Wit Thief. Damage Aura is a lot of damage for us to be cooking with. I kind of like it. -1 cooldown on Spirit Bomb makes no sense to me. I mean, I suppose if we wanted to not pick up orbs, that's fine, but you should be picking up an orb every turn just to pulse twice. So that means that you're going to get Spirit Bomb like every other turn. The only thing that I could see is that somehow you have this at like a 0 cost, 1 cooldown. This also works with the Ascensions quite a bit, I suppose, because a lot of them increase the cooldown there. So I suppose maybe it's correct for us to be going for that and -1 cost. Damage Aura is just hard not to pick, and somehow we got a purple here. I just realized. That's pretty interesting in and of itself. Do we not take this? I think Damage Aura is too good for us not to take, though. Even over a purple like that. Incendiary is good turn to turn. Shield Wall is also pretty much the protection that we're kind of looking for here. It's a little awkward. We really don't have much damage right now, so I would like to pick up Incendiary, but Shield Wall will protect us from ourselves. I think that it's honestly Incendiary, though. Got another Disintegration Oil. A Helmet Crab. An additional stack of Shocked is pretty good. I honestly think that this might be a reroll, though. It's a little rough. What do we got here? Hexing Aura on Kinesis. I think we can get behind that. And let's go ahead and grab Potent Pulse. It's a little weird, not gonna lie. Probably should have grabbed the cooldown on Incendiary. That would have been worth a little bit more for us. And I think we desperately need to actually use that crab here. It is indeed time for crab. Alright. Let's go ahead, shock everything. Pulse. Should take care of most of the rabble here. Looks pretty good to me. There we go. Throw Incendiary out. Set up Damage Aura, put ourselves in Shield Aura. All around pretty good turn. And at this point, I think we're just going to use damage Aura's disgusting damage. Right now it's dealing 65 per 1 energy, which is pretty good. Alright. Kinda need to phase you soon. There we go. Are you guys chained? Yes, you are. Sounds great. So, we are going to chain. We are going to Spirit Bomb. We are going to Incendiary. Pick up an Orb. Pulse. Pick up an Orb. Pulse. And we're going to eat 4. Gladly, by the way. Well, that guy's getting away. Not on my watch. Can I get out of this AoE? Seems a little tricky. Let's grab that orb then. That'll allow us to wiggle out. Move that back here. I think Incendiary actually technically does more damage here. Yeah, you're done. Alright. Boss ended up doing just fine. Chain Lightning allowing us to take care of the ads, which would normally be a little bit of a problem for us. Okay, so now we have Lightning Spear for a potential single target. Kind of wish that I had taken that, that crit now. This will only hit a single enemy, but it will do a big chungus amounts of damage. Otherwise, we can just Lightning Storm. I always want to use Lightning Spear. It's a bit rough, though. If we get Thunderstruck Bell, then Lightning Spear is going to be ridiculous. Otherwise, Lightning Storm just hits everything and does pretty good damage. We'll take Lightning Storm. Negative Will feels great, as does Mighty Pulse here. Maybe it's re-rolling for Lightning Storm? We got a lot of ways that we can go with this. If we're eventually going to ascend Spirit Bomb, then we're going to want a negative will cost associated with that. Or maybe we just drop that at this moment since we have damage aura already and just go for Mighty Pulse instead. Yeah, we might just make Mighty Pulse our damage.
Hello there, Needless.
I guess of these things, making telekinesis do damage? Like, it's kind of awkward. We might honestly re-roll this. This is looking a lot better. I think we just grab some magic power here. It's something. Okay, Ink Shell. Pretty rough for us. Wit Thief on Silent Promenade again. Gunk-filled. I think of everything here, gunk-filled probably hits us the least. Because we don't necessarily have to be on top of enemies to deal damage to them. Famous last words. Okay, what do we need here? I think a vault. I think we need items more than we need money right now. And I'm almost willing to spend money at this vault to re-roll it. Because they're really going to hit me for that much? It's a little rude. Probably should have wiggled a bit on that one, but we're going to be okay. That's annoying. We might use our disintegration oil here. Our damage aura being able to kill bats off the cuff is pretty good. Am I able to wiggle out of here? No, we're going to have to use an AP. That's a little suffer. Seems pretty good. Spear of the Gods for a little bit more kinesis damage. It's a little weird. Steel Brella to get a little bit more shield is not nothing. I think we're re-rolling here, though. Could take another Whispered Invitation. That could certainly be something. Make some more money on crits. We really just have like a little bit of crit. I'm not too interested in that. Whispered Invitation seems okay here. Kind of still going to re-roll. Unstable Circuitry. Oh, actually Harmonizing Whistle is exactly what we're looking for. I almost took Unstable Circuitry because of the fact that we had overstimulated, which would have allowed us to smite everything and cause a lot of good AoE damage. Harmonizing Whistle just reducing the cooldown of Lightning Storm and Incendiary is just better. And it's just for using telekinesis. It's pretty dang good. This was definitely worth the rerolls here. As far as these, give me crit chance because I don't need the healing. Gain and hold up, I'm getting a call. Sorry about that. I was hoping that was a call from my HVAC specialist. It's summer up here in the Midwest, and it's pretty suffer, especially when it seems like your air conditioner is not working as intended. Now, if we take -1 cooldown with Harmonizing Whistle on Incendiary, then what this is going to do is bring us down to 2, so we'd be able to use this once every turn, and I think that that's pretty good. We've kind of like shied away from the Critical Spirit Bomb. We honestly might use a couple of blues just to give us like full, like what am I trying to say? Full psionic charges as soon as possible so that we don't have to pick up orbs necessarily every single time. Otherwise, an additional stack of shock is still like very good. But I don't think that it's necessary versus Cinder. If this was Argoloth and we had to like manage multiple tentacles, I think that Charged Lightning, like honestly, I would almost even take it like 3 times. Just to add all that shock on the tentacles and just keep blapping them. But we're perfectly fine taking this. I like Lethal Lightning. I also want that plus, there we go, plus damage. I'll be honest too though, I could also see us re-rolling this. The plus damage is pretty good. If we get a crit on it, it's going to deal some insane damage. Like, double lethal lightning wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, sure, why not? We don't have a lot of crit on us at the moment, but we could definitely roll into it. At this point, I think we're going for Aurakinesis, which means that we're probably going to want Glyph Globes. We definitely want the rare augments anyways. Why are some of you dying, but not others? We're going to use this anyways. Guess we might as well set this up. Okay. Hit everything. Pulse. Pulse again. Or is it honestly just taking care of you? It honestly might just be taking care of you. You're gonna get team captained, so it's not like we're gonna dispatch you right now, but we'll get you later. We'll get you later. Especially if you plant yourself like that. Oh no. How are you guys still shocked? Anyways. Move here. Move here. Take 2 damage. Gunk everywhere. He immediately regretted his decision. Alright. Of these options here, just go ahead and heal me. Potent Lightning now doing even more base damage. Is that better than critting? I don't know. Incendiary dealing some damage. We do scale AP, so it's not like it wouldn't do nothing. Plus 50, I believe we have, like, what? 4 AP, some magic power. So it'd be another 60 damage. It's not quite getting to, like, Psychic Pulse levels, but it's something. I think we can reroll here for the dream. There's the dream. We're being a little bit silly. Give me my fish. And here we're probably looking for Aurakinesis. Sorry, not Aurakinesis. Although, is Aurakinesis bad? Gives us Will Aura. Go for the pulse later. An extra will would go a long way. We'll take it. We can go to the Carver's Refuge. Let's get that legendary. Whenever you gain shield, gain 1 stack of Shattered Will. Yeah, seems pretty good. Pile of Tiles also seems pretty good. I honestly think we could buy all 3 of these. The only thing that makes me doubt the Marble Cuffs isn't really the physical damage. It's the fact that it's going to be very hard for us to make, like, we pretty much can't get the legendary anymore. But we've already sort of, like, walked out of that, if that makes sense. Volcus's Bond Enhancer also, like, helps quite a bit. Ink Tap, I think, is also fine here. Aspect of Ashaloon, we get this on Cinder, and it's a lot of damage. Like, our single target is pretty suffer right now. It's pretty much just damage aura. Like, these are all very interesting. Ink Tap would definitely give us more will, which means that we would probably... I suppose with Harmonizing Whistle, that would allow us to Pulse Kinesis Pulse. But I feel like Volcus's Bond Enhancer will technically give us more because of the fact that we have Will Aura. Like, we're not really going to get swarmed by a lot of enemies, like, during this fight here, yes. But in the Elites, in the Cinder fight, there's not really going to be a lot of enemies. So I think that Volcus's Bond Enhancer is a little bit better at this point in the game. Aspect of Ashaloon, we get up to 250 base damage on Cinder if this gets on him, which it eventually will. And that gives us a little bit more single target. I think we'll take the Bond Enhancer, though. Simply being able to pulse multiple times should do it. And I honestly want a Glyph Globe here, because I kind of want to make sure that we get that Aura Pulse. This won't guarantee it, but it'll get pretty close. We'll have to see. Mercurial. I'm willing to pop that in this fight. Suppose I should drop the fish, actually, just in case I need it. The shielding, that is. Oh, look at that. Okay. We've got the crits. So, how much damage is this actually doing? Guess we're gonna have to find out. That dealt over here 520. Pretty good. We have to Well, I guess we pulse. 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 Pick that up. And we'll carry over this to the next turn. We get another 2 will, just for being in our aura at maximum charges. And everything's looking great. We should be able to... hit everyone there. Don't hit him directly. Just sort of bop him like that. Move it over there. Pulse again. Move it back. We are completely surrounded by a sea of ink, and I feel fine. Let's go ahead and hit that. Nuke every bat in existence. Bring this back. Okay, never mind. We're looking pretty good. Who would have thought? Pile of tiles probably also did like a ton of work there. Free purple for plus damage versus burning. I'll take it. Let's not forget our fish. It feels like we don't need Mercurial anymore. We really don't need to go to that shop. Let's go ahead and hit this tethered shrine. Maybe we'll find some magic power in here. Guys, that's some magic power. I kind of feel that more than the crit damage, although the crit damage, like, we don't crit with everything, is my problem with the crit damage. If we had a little bit more global crit, that would have been amazing. Otherwise, this pretty much hits everything except Aura Kinesis, and guess what? It hits damage Aura, so who cares? Damage Aura is a baseline 52, so it's 100 AoE every time we move the orb. I don't think we need orbs anymore. Let's make sure to get that out there. That's technically more damage. And the burn will phase you. Goodbye, everybody. Bonus damage. We're pretty much just going to do this song and dance repeatedly. Probably could have picked these up. Finish the fight. But we're going to heal at Sea of Ink anyways, so I'm not too concerned about it. Damage aura, folks. There's Aura Surge right there. Now it deals like a whole metric ton of damage. Like, this is now better than our fully charged Spirit Bomb. Spirit Bomb doesn't exist. We have lost a button. Pay your respects. This would allow it to deal a little bit more damage. I don't know what else we would put on purple Aura Kinesis, to be honest. I think that plus damage to enemies with burn is exclusive, so it's not like we could get it again. Um, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and take healing telekinesis. Also, can we talk about the fact that we've been offered like 2 purple augs ahead of time? That's insane. We could have had a really roided build had we actually taken all of them. Imagine a fully purple Spirit Bomb. Anyways, it's kind of interesting how well we're doing. When we first started getting up to the higher ranks, I was like, okay, like, be prepared for these to take, like, a little bit longer. But now we're just doing so well that that time really isn't an issue. Then we're going to go ahead and do this. Then we're going to do this. I'm going to send this over here. I think we have to pick up this orb. And we might as well get full charge so that we get 2 healing and 2 will. Alright, take care of that. Pulse. Move. Pulse. Move. This gunk is actually being a little annoying, but not anything that we can't deal with. Yeah, like I can't really get out of this guy's AoE. So what we're probably going to end up doing is something a little bit closer to this. Ah. No debuffs? Alright, let's get some burn on you. On your turn, spawn an orb. That actually seems terrible right now. Controlled explosives, maybe. Like, it's honestly not wowing me. Let's go ahead and re-roll this. Smite all enemies is something. Carnival candy seems like it's where it's at. Like, yeah, eventually we're going to lose all this AP, but I don't think that it's an issue. Is it worth it to get rid of Tiny Heartstone for it? I'm unsure. As far as Fleece of Gold, it doesn't really seem like this might go off once, so I think that's what it's replacing. You could also just Dice of Fates, but I think it's way too not early, late for that. Let's get some Sugar Rush going. We'll take a Combusting Incendiary, I guess. Might as well double our burn damage. And give me more magic power. It's looking great. Yet again, we're sitting here with like 20 glyphs. Bit of an over-exaggeration. And look at that. Look. I wonder how that would work. Mechanically speaking, this could be apply 100% of your will to your will reserve next turn, right? So if we had 2 of these, would it double our will for next turn? Something to think about. Today, unfortunately, is not that day for science. Yeah, we should finish this within like an hour. We're just human. Let's go ahead, hit this. We'll move this here. Then we'll want to do this. Then we're going to want to do... Oh my good lord. Stop. Suppose I should take my fish. Give me my incendiary. You're not quite in the radius here. So we'll put you in the radius. We'll take a bit of damage here, but all in all, I think this is fine. Just use our barrier potion. Oh, I think we need to use this cleansing shroom. Put the burn down for the bonus damage, and then there's really nothing else to do here besides be a pinball wizard. Okay. Don't know what else to do. Like, this is, suppose I could take this. Shield myself up. Alright. Burn for that. Lightning for bonus damage. Blap. 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 Damage aura, people. Damage aura, for whatever reason, is a blue. If you're ever having difficulties getting clairvoyants, just grab damage aura. Like, seriously. Obviously, harmonizing whistle also helped out, and aura kinesis is also lifting its weight. Like, it wasn't just damage aura, but with how much freaking AP we had, I'm pretty sure damage aura was doing like 150 a hit. Probably should have taken a look at that. Anyways, hopefully the run was entertaining or at least educational. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put those down in the not the description, the comments below. And until next time, I'll catch you guys next week.